it took some time. It started, let's say, in 2011, and it finished in 2014. It took 3 years, but I'm saying that this action took some time. I want to really stress the idea that it took some time to finish this. There's also the negative form. I wasn't studying, so again, ing. And in the question, or of course you say you weren't studying. And in the question, you ask, were you studying? The answer would be yes, I was, or no, I wasn't. Alright? We always need to use the grammar verb over here that will show us the tense. Alright, now here's the thing. Some verbs like this can be a little bit strange to us because, for example, study does not make a big difference. Alright? If I say it in the simple as a one-time action, or if I say it as a duration and continuous, there is not really such a big difference. So, we need to remember that certain verbs, for example, study, or live, or stay, or work, these 4 verbs, they don't really, it doesn't really matter too much if we use it for simple or continuous. You should remember that. So that means you cannot make a mistake with these verbs. If you use it in the correct tense, which would be on the line, then it doesn't matter if you use it as a simple or continuous form. Right? With all the other verbs, it is very important. But now, I can actually combine these 2 tenses together. I can put past simple and past continuous in one sentence. Let's have a look at how I can form it. The first one, I will say, I was studying. Alright, that's right there. And I'm saying that it took some time. Right? It is finished. As always, it is finished. It is clear past. I know when it was happening. Alright? And then I continue and I say, when I met my wife, for example. Alright? So I was in the middle of the process of studying, and then something happened while I was in the process. I was studying, this is the first action, action 1, and the second action happened here, and meeting someone is a one-time action, right? If I meet my wife, it didn't take a long time. I cannot say I was meeting, so I would just say I met my wife, and it's an action that enters another action that had some duration, right? So that's right here. You can see it right here. And again, I can say the same sentence with the same idea, and I can switch the tenses. And I can say, I met my wife, and I start with the one-time action. But here, there is a big difference when it comes to how I connect these 2 sentences. So I say, I met my wife while I was studying. And don't forget, guys, as always, this action is finished. That means there is no effect on now, and it depends what I want to say first. Do I want to stress that I met my wife, or is it more important to say I was studying? The very first part of this is what you find more important. If it's more important to say that you were studying, right, then you should say I was studying. If it's more important to say I met my wife, and we already know that you were studying, then you should say I met my wife. This is the first, the new information should be the first, okay? So here, new information is the first one. And if both are new, right? If we don't know both, then what is more important to you? Is it more important to say that you were studying, or more important to say you met your wife? This is what you choose when you speak. But don't forget, we have these conjunctions. We have while and we have when. After when, I must use past simple, and after while, I use past continuous. Alright, so if you have any questions about this, feel free to ask me. We will have an online lesson right now. Feel free to ask me about this. I will also ask you questions about this, and we will try some exercises.